Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Thunder Bowl here in Pueblo, Colorado. Steve Lloyd-Jones with Matt Mitchell as we give you a game preview, the Lakers against the Thunder Wolves. And Mitch, before we get into the game breakdown, tell us about this week of preparation. Thanksgiving week, a little bit different as you got to deal with classes and a holiday. How'd you guys prepare?
It was different, definitely. We won the game against Saginaw, and you flip on the tape on Sunday, it's a team you've never seen before. And most of the time we'd play pretty much league games throughout the course of the season, but this is a new tape, so we had a lot more work to do on Sunday as a coaching staff, and then on Monday. But Tuesday was a pretty normal day. Wednesday, great practice, and then we got them up early Thursday, and that was a little bit different getting up early. But obviously, this time of year, the kids are pretty excited. They're excited to come to practice. They're excited about the challenges in front of them, and then we fed them all, and then we kind of had some time to hang out and relax. We got on the plane and got here, so it's been for given the travel and the circumstances surrounding the week, it's been good.
So as we talk about Pueblo now, Colorado State-Pueblo, the number 1 seed, you, of course, number 4 seed. 37 straight regular season wins for them. A team that has dominated the RMAC, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. So statistically, you look at the numbers, very impressive.
No doubt. I mean, they've not had really a competitive game in the league, all year. You flip on the tape and they're blowing people out in the fourth quarter. And a lot of times they're pulling their starters. So it's interesting for much as a coaching staff because you don't have maybe the same volume of tape that you're looking at every game. They've got to fight to the wire like sometimes we've had to do in the GLIAC. They're very balanced on both sides of the ball. I mean, they're very you look at statistically, they're not an imbalanced team. They have a great defense. They have a great offense. They do well on special teams. And so they have balance. They have balance everywhere in their program.
As we look at their offense in a little more detail, Bonner, the quarterback, haven't maybe faced a guy this big, 6'7", good pocket passer, record-setting guy, and it appears to be a couple of wide receivers, Sandoval and Browning, that you're going to have to contend with, who are big play guys too.
They are too, and I think they're both a little bit different. One's an outside guy that they use a little bit more down the field, and the other one runs a little bit more intermediate routes and some screens and is punt returner and that type of thing. So they've got some good talent on their offense. Obviously the quarterback is up for a lot of awards. He's passed for over 3,000 yards and has a real great touchdown interception ratio and has command of it. But I think a lot of their passing game is set off the run. A lot of the stuff they get in the passing game is play action pass that they set up off run formation. So you can't just look at the numbers of the quarterback and think that's all you got to stop. They still have a pretty competent running game, a power running game where they try to run downhill at you and be physical, and we're going to have to match that physicality.
Switching over to defense, and one of the better, statistically anyway, the better front fours you're going to see. Darius Allen, the defensive end, he kind of anchors that pass rush, 13.5 sacks. Mike Pennell, a guy inside, 6'5", 363 pounds. So a front four that's 8th nationally in sacks. You got to have your hands full up front.
No doubt. I mean, they're big inside and they're athletic on the edges. And they've put together through recruiting and developing those guys. I think, too, a thing I respect is technically their defensive line play with great technique. And as I've delved over there and watched a little bit of tape, they're able to get pressure with a 4-man pass rush. And that's kind of a defensive coordinator's dream. You don't have to dial up a bunch of blitzes to get home. They're getting home with the 4 guys up front, and that makes things a little bit easier in your secondary, at the linebacker level. So that's, in my opinion, the most impressive part of this football team is what they've been able to do with the recruiting standpoint and development standpoint up front on their D-line.
And special teams, the guy who is ranked number 2 in the country as a punter, and some good return guys too. So that leads us into keys to the game here. What do you see as important to get a victory and move on?
Turnovers. I mean, they've kind of made a living defensively of getting a lot of turnovers. I mean, I think they've scored 7 times on defense, which is ridiculous. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that ever out of a team. So we can't turn the ball over, and we certainly can't give them points when our defense is not on the field. So turnovers is huge. We've been doing a good job of managing that with good ball security, but it's going to come down to Heath making great decisions back there. And there might be some times he's under pressure, and we can't be irresponsible with the football there. And then offensively, big plays. We can't give up big plays. We've got to try to make them earn all their points with multiple play scoring drives. It can't be 3 plays, 56 yards, touchdown. We got to kind of make them earn it and keep playing. And I think that's the thing we've done a good job here in this stretch recently is we haven't given up a lot of big plays defensively, so that's going to be a focus for our defense.
And going in, we don't go into specifics, but I know you're pleased health-wise in general, as healthy as you really can be at this point of the year.
Pretty much. I mean, besides Frank Boenzi, our nose guard, who's probably still questionable for the game, everybody else is pretty healthy. We're getting a lot of our secondary guys back. I think you saw the effect of a healthy secondary the last couple of weeks against Saginaw. my catcher's out with a high ankle sprain. You had Reggie Williams was battling with the knee coming off the ACL. Brad Horling broken hand, and then also too, Eric Thompson with the torn pec. And I think you're starting to see those guys get healthy, and they're playing faster. I think our secondary is really playing a lot faster. So, given the fact that we're playing, our 13th game of the year, feeling pretty good about our health heading into the thing, which is early on in the season was probably a little bit of a struggle.
That's right. Getting Kirk Spencer back too on offense proved to be huge. Well, Mitch, good luck with this. It's going to be a fun matchup. Great job. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks. It's obviously nice and sunny out here. It's going to be a good atmosphere tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right. For head coach Matt Mitchell, I'm Steve Lloyd-Jones from Pueblo, Colorado, here in the Thunder Bowl. This has been your game preview on the Grand Valley Sports Network.